Peace, infinite waters diving deep. Once again, we're here in the art gallery. 20 motivational questions to ask yourself before you leave your house. No. 20 questions to ask yourself before you get out of bed. No. 20 questions to ask yourself before you say, "Can I get a hello there?" I got a question from someone asking if I could share any daily questions I use that has helped me become my greatest version. Of course I can. Questions are paramount because they make us, we remind ourselves how much we don't know, that we don't really have a clue. What we thought was the answer has now changed. The first question I ask myself is, am I living or just existing? What does living look like? That's what living looks like. What does existing look like? That's what existing looks like. Which one do you want to do? Do you want to live or do you just want to exist? What helped me along my journey was to realize that I had to live more. I say we are all co-creators. And the moment you realize that you're not just here just to get through the day, because when you're surviving, you are existing. When you can't wait for the day to be finished with, you are existing. When you can't wait for the day to begin, you are living because you are expanding. When you are contracting, you are existing. So know the difference. The second question is, whose life am I living? Are you living my life? You don't want to do that. Am I living your life? I definitely don't want to do that. Your next door neighbor's life? The person who you've never met before's life? Do you really want to live their life? I thought no. Many times we all feel like someone is writing our life for us, our story for us. That was me along my early journey. I had to take back that pen, thank you very much, and start writing my own story, my own way of how I saw things, how I saw the world. Once you, thank you, take that pen back, take it back and start writing, now you start living your own life. You become, once again, a co-creator, as opposed to when someone is writing it for you. You are now the author of your life story. The third question is life a race? If so, where are we all heading to? That's what I want to know. How many times have you been caught up in the illusion, that's what I call it, of competition? You're looking to the left. You're looking to the right. You're never focusing on what's in front of you. And that's why you're being taken for a mighty long ride. What I had to do was realize that I was my greatest competitor. And because of that, I realized, even though they call it the human race, I was not in a race with anybody but myself. And that was the most liberating thing in the world. The fourth question, does what people think of me matter? Yeah, it matters. Yeah, we all know it matters. So let me rephrase that. How much of what people think of me am I gonna let influence me? Are you gonna let other people, sometimes people who you don't even know, who you probably won't even want to go and hang out with anyway, dictate how you should live your life? No. Because nobody can control you. We control our internal condition and we alone. So once you take back your power, you realize that let people talk. It's got nothing to do with me. It is just their perception coming from how they see the world. But this is not going to have a bearing on me. I'm just going to keep on moving. Number 5, if there was no money, would the motivation still be there for me to chase my dream? Would I still wake up at 5:20? No money. No money? No money. Okay, forget about it. I'm waking up at 12 o'clock. Woohoo! What I realized along my journey is that the more you base your life, the actions, more from your heart space, money becomes less important because you are having so much fun in the creative process of what you are doing. That money is just a byproduct. It is not the ultimate goal. Number 6, if you won the lottery, what would you do? Think about it for a second. You had unlimited money right now. Where are all the places you would go? What are all the things you would buy? Can you do that right now? No? No? Really? Take a closer look at your life. Ask yourself, okay, this is me right now. If I had all the money in the world, a lot of millions, where would I go? Well, guess what? I already went to where I wanted to go. So I never allowed money to control my behavior. Sometimes we say, if only I had a few 100,000, I could do that. But then you find out you could do that right now. You actually have enough. But now you see, money becomes an excuse for our arrested development. So we say, I want. Whenever you say, I want, you focus on the illusion of scarcity. Whenever you say, I have, you embrace the truth of abundance. The 7th question I ask every day is, what am I doing to interact with the six best doctors around town? Sunshine, water, rest, air, diet, and exercise. For a long time, I neglected my body, and the moment I embraced nature more, reconnected with the elements, life became that much sweeter, that much better, that much more fun. Number 8, am I doing something when my heart is in it? Or am I doing something even though I know my heart is not really in it? How many of us go against our will? I have in the past. You probably have in the past. That's why you're smiling right now, right? Moving more into your heart space, for me, has been the big secret. Does it feel right in the heart, not in the mind? Because the mind is one of the greatest tricksters. It can make us believe anything. That's what it does. It's the greatest illusionist in the world. But the heart always knows the truth. So the more you follow your heart, it leads you to the places that are really going to help you out in the long run. So I always ask myself that. Number 9, who is your greatest enemy and who is your greatest friend right now? You're going like that, right? So many people. What I realized along my journey is that I am my greatest enemy and I am my greatest friend. So guess what? I have to get to know myself. I have to protect myself from myself. I have to embrace myself when no one else will. So the more you form this intimate relationship with yourself, you are now knowing thyself. And that is where your greatest power really lies. Number 10, are you spending enough time with people that matter the most? Family, friends, or you can't be bothered? What time is it? Sorry, I gotta go somewhere. Lots of sorries. Priorities. If you want to see someone, you can. It's only a matter of priorities. That's what I discovered along my journey. And it works. You can meet me. You will meet me. I will meet you. Let's do it. Number 11. What is your biggest distraction right now? Many times, what is distracting us is part of what we are creating. We create the very thing that makes us procrastinate. Why do we do it? Because in essence, we have to start re-examining our life. Are we happy with the life we are living? Because in essence, your passion should be your distraction. That should take up most of your focus. And there are so many distractions around. There is the media, there is gossip. But what are we doing to let go of these distractions? Or are we just justifying them? Number 12 is, when was the last time I did something really outrageous that nearly got me in trouble? When was the last time I said, woo? People might have thought you were crazy, but you knew you were just having some fun. Because when we move outside of our comfort zone, we now explore what we thought never even existed. And because of this, it helps us to really see ourselves in a totally different way. Number 13 is, what is my greatest fear right now? For some people it's spiders, for some people it's heights. What am I doing to work closer to getting over this fear? Because if I'm not moving towards the fear every single day, it's only growing larger. So the more we move closer towards our fears, the smaller our fears appear. Let me say that again. The more we move closer towards our fears, the smaller our fears appear. Number 14. Do I have to do everything by myself? Look, there are hundreds of people around you, but you still want to do everything by yourself. That was me along my early journey. What freed me was realizing I'm going to need some people. You are going to need some people. Nobody is an island. And the moment I started to reach out to people, people reached out to me, amazing things started to happen. But only because I dropped that solo mentality. Embrace the collective, my new motto. Number 15, am I loving myself enough? What's worse than a lack of self-love is a lack of self-love. Because self-love is the foundation to becoming your greatest version. Everything is shaped with the same lens that you see yourself with, which is one of lack. Once you begin to see yourself with more positive regard, that is the same lens you see the world with. Number 16 is, does the perfect moment really exist? If you are waiting for the perfect moment, I've got news for you. What's that? You are going to be waiting a mighty long time. What's helped me along my journey is just doing it now, stepping into radical action and just going for it. Number 17, am I utilizing my talents and resources to their maximum potential? This camera in front of me has gone through a lot. It's taken a lot of photos. It's done a lot of recording. It's a good resource. The talents we have, how many of us just put them on hold? How many of us just forget about them? But the moment you place value on your talent, I've seen that is where you just get more creative energy flowing in your life. Number 18, what is the biggest obstacle in the way right now? What is holding me back? For a long time, I felt guilty. I had a lot of doubt, a lot of shame. When I moved towards more acceptance, I said, hey, what have I got to lose? Sometimes the greatest obstacle in our way is the fear of what we have to lose. And the obstacles move once we realize we have nothing left to lose, but everything to gain. Number 19, will this matter in 100 years from now? If you're still alive, of course you will be. Nanotechnology. Okay? How many of us hold on to grudges? How many of us argue? How many of us forget that life is short? And what's helped me along my journey is just really putting things in perspective. It's not about drama anymore. It's all about the peace treaty right now. What is the peace treaty? If you are holding on to bad feelings with someone else, form a peace treaty. Even if you don't want to speak to them, form peace in your heart, because honestly, life is short. We are here to enjoy ourselves, not to hold on to grudges. And the last question is, what matters most? That is the ultimate question which sums up all the other questions. What matters most right now in my life? Is it the work? Is it the relationship? Is it both? Is it my passion, my hobby? Because the more you start questioning yourself, you get incredible answers that you never even knew existed. So there you have it. Lots of questions. Question time. Have a wonderful day. We are here. Infinite waters. Diving deep. Once again, stay well. Stay healthy. Peace.